Okay friends, in this video we'll discuss about our next part, that is angiosperms. Okay, so angiosperms are all commonly called as flowering plants. They are commonly called as what? Flowering plants. Why? Because they produce flowers at the time of sexual reproduction. They produce flowers at the time of sexual reproduction. And one more thing, angiosperm, term angiosperm means angio means enclosed. Sperma is seed, seed is enclosed, seed is enclosed. Enclosed means seed is covered by fruit. Any of the fruit you take, within the fruit there will be seed, or seed is protected by the fruit. Hence all the angios, all the flowering plants, they produce seeds, with surrounding the seed there is a fruit, hence they are called as angiosperms. Whereas gymnosperms, they are having seeds. Gymnosperms are having seeds, but there is no any outer covering. Seeds were directly visible, hence they are called as gymnosperms. Whereas angiosperms, here the seeds are not visible. Why? Because it is covered by fruit, hence they are called as angiosperms. They are widely or highly developed group of plants. They are highly developed group of plants. Why? Because each and every living organism which is present on the earth will directly or indirectly depend on angiosperms for its nourishment or various other processes. For human beings, from womb to tomb, you mean womb means when we are born, when we are in our mother's womb, mother consumes all the different types of food so that the baby will grow. All the different types of food the mother consumes, it is coming from angiosperms. Okay, say for example, today you please note down what breakfast you have taken morning. The breakfast, the lunch, the dinner which you have taken, or any snacks which you have eaten, all this is made up of angiosperms. Okay, even a baby which is present in mother's womb, it also dependent on angiosperms. And for our tomb, when we humans die, there will be common rituals. So in all these rituals also we need angiosperms. Hence angiosperms, we human beings have completely dependent on angiosperms. Without angiosperms we cannot imagine our life. Okay, so these angiosperm produce seeds, and within the seeds there is seeds, and seeds are covered by fruits. Seeds are covered by fruits. Okay, so next one is angiosperms are an exceptionally large group of plants occurring in wide range of habitats. In all the different habitats with this can be seen. If you go for forest, number of plants. If you go to the polar regions, there also you can find some of the plants, some of the angiosperms. If you go to the desert areas, there also you will get some of the angiosperms. So angiosperms are widely distributed, and it has occupied almost all the habitats of the earth. They have occupied almost all of the habitats of the earth. The smallest angiosperm, it is called as Wolffia. Here it is the smallest angiosperm. This one is the smallest angiosperm. Its name is Wolffia. And also largest angiosperm is largest tree, very tallest tree is eucalyptus. Okay, so eucalyptus is the tallest tree among the angiosperms, and Wolffia is the smallest plant among the angiosperms. Okay, the main plant body which we see, is a sporophyte. Okay, the main plant body which we see is sporophyte. You already know what is sporophyte and what is gametophyte. Sporophyte is always diploid, gametophyte is always haploid. I have already explained this point. If you have not understood the point, please go through the video one more time. Okay, so here the main plant body which we see is called as sporophyte. Okay, this sporophyte, when it reaches to sexual reproduction, when the time of sexual reproduction comes, this plant produces flowers. So flower is a modified shoot. It is a modified shoot meant for sexual reproduction. sexual reproduction. Okay, see, this flower will be having various parts. See, I am drawing an example of hibiscus. See, hibiscus is having male reproductive structure, female reproductive structure. This part is the female reproductive structure, and these parts are called male reproductive structures. Female reproductive structure is called as Gynocium. Female reproductive structure is called as Gynocium. Male reproductive structure is called as Androecium. Okay, male reproductive structure is called as Androecium. Androecium, it is made up of anther lobe and anther filaments. It is made up of what? Anther lobe and anther filaments. This one is called as anther lobe, and this elongated thin filament like structure is called as anther filament. Within this lobe there will be number of microspores will be developing. Microspores will be developing. These microspores they undergo division and gives rise to, they undergo meiotic cell division, and we have discussed what mitosis and what meiosis while discussing the life cycle. So they undergo meiosis and they produce pollen grains. These pollen grains are nothing but a male gamete. Okay, this is about the androecium. Next one is Gynocium. Gynocium is what? Is the female reproductive structure. This female reproductive structure consists of stigma, style and ovary. Stigma, this one is called as a stigma. This part is called as a style, and this part is called as a ovary. Within the ovary, ovules are present. Within the ovary, what is present? Ovule is present. Here, one more important process takes place, that is pollination. Pollination is simple, in simple terms, it is the transfer of male gamete and it is the transfer of male gametes to the female gametes. See, female gamete will be is here, male gamete is here. The transfer of male gamete, that is pollen grain, from anther to stigma is called as a pollination. Once pollination takes place, this pollination leads to fertilization. Male and female gamete fuses and it leads to zygote. This zygote develops into embryo. After fertilization, this ovary will convert into fruit. Ovary will convert into fruit. This ovule is there, no? This ovule convert into seed. Within the seed there is embryo. Okay, see, they exhibit a very important feature. It is called as double fertilization and triple fusion. It is a very important process. The rice, jawar, maize, ragi or any of the food grains you take, it is the product of a double fertilization and triple fusion. Then what do you mean by double fertilization and triple fusion? See, I already explained about the female reproductive structure. Female reproductive structure is having a stigma, style and ovary. This one is stigma, this one is style, and here is ovary. Within the ovary there are ovule. Within the ovule there is an embryo sac. Okay, so this is a structure of an embryo sac. This is ovule, external structure. Within that there is a embryo sac. Within the embryo sac there are number of cells. This is very, very important. Here there are two synergid cell and one egg cell. There are two synergid cells and one egg cell, and there are three antipodal cells. At the center there are one cell with two nucleus. This is one cell. Within the one cell there are two nucleus. This one is called as a polar nuclei. This is one called as what? Polar nuclei. These three cells are called as antipodals. These two cells are called synergids, and this one is called as a egg cell. When the fertilization takes place, see here in this double fertilization process, when the male gamete falls on the stigma, it produces a pollen tube and reaches to synergid cells. From the synergid cells, the pollen grain is having two cells, two male gametes. One male gamete fuses with the egg cell, another male gamete fuses with the central cell. The male gamete which is fusing with this egg cell will form zygote. The nucleus which is fusing with central cell will form an endosperm. It will form endosperm and it will form zygote. Okay, this zygote develops into embryo. This endosperm develops into or this structure develop into this endosperm is nothing but a nutritive tissue. It is the what a nutritive tissue for a developing zygote. For the zygote to develop into embryo, it needs food, it needs energy. That energy is provided by whom? That energy is provided by endosperm, and hence there is two times fertilization is taking place. See here, one is fusing with the egg cell, one is fusing with the central cell, hence it is called as a double fertilization. See, there are already two nucleus at the central cell, one more nucleus is coming and fusing, hence it become three nucleus. Hence it is called as a triple fusion, double fertilization and a triple fusion. This is a unique feature which can be seen only in angiosperms. Without this process we cannot expect fruit, we cannot expect seed. If for a second double fertilization triple fusion stops or it takes a pause, then millions of organisms will take death. Okay, so each and every organism is directly or indirectly dependent on angiosperm, that too on double fertilization and triple fusion which is taking place within the angiosperm. See here, this is a structure of flower. See, these are sepals, these are petals. See here, this is androecium, male reproductive structure, and this elongated bulged part is called as what? Gynocium. Okay, see here, this is ovary, within the ovary there are ovules. Okay, so next, angiosperm is divided into two subclasses, that is dicotyledons and monocotyledons. Dicot and monocot. Dicots are nothing but having two cotyledons. Say you take any examples of gram or dal, green gram, chickpea, all are having two cotyledons, so it is called as dicot. Whereas you take rice, there is no cotyledon, there is only one complete rice. Such things are called as monocots, and these are called as dicots. Dicots are having in their leaf reticulate venation. They are having what? Reticulate venation. Their veins and valets will be present in the form of a network like structure in dicots. In monocots there will be parallel venation. Veins move parallelly from one another, parallelly to one another. There is no network formation in what? Monocot. Hence it is called as a parallel venation. Next one is all the flowers. If you observe, all the monocot flowers are having three petals, three sepals, three androecium and three gynocium. They are called as trimerous flowers. Everything is in the multiple of three. Trimerous, three petals, three sepals, three androecium, three gynocium, like this. Hence they are called as trimerous flowers. Whereas in angiosperms they are tetramerous or pentamerous. Usually there will be multiples of 4 or multiples of 5. So see here, 4 petals, 4 sepals, 4 androecium, 4 gynocium, or sometimes usually most of the plants have 5 sepals and 5 petals, pentamerous, and some plants are tetramerous. These are some of the characters of monocots and dicots. Okay, the thing here you need to remember is what is a flower. Then this is about this is anther. These are the different flowers. This is the smallest angiosperm. This is the tallest angiosperm. This is the female reproductive structure part. If you remember this, then if you remember along with this, if you remember what is double fertilization, triple fusion, you can answer any type of question from this topic. Okay, thank you.